us about him." I could see the excitement dancing around in her dark eyes. "He's fine," Lilac blurted. I stared at her, and she laughed. "Sorry." I tried pretending like I hadn't met him, but it wasn't working. "Wait," Blossom yelled. "Who else has met him?" Juniper slowly lifted her hand and said, "But it was an accident." She glanced at Lilac through squinted eyes. "How did you meet him?" "Well," Daisy called for advice and said that I couldn't really give it unless I met him first, so we all met for drinks. Turns out, Ayden and Ezra went to school together briefly. Lilac didn't elaborate further, and I appreciated that. It was hard enough for him to even mention foster care last night, and I didn't want to bring that up just yet to them. Lily hummed. "I never got around to asking for that advice," I said. "Well, let's start there," Blossom suggested. "Actually, no. What's he like?" "Quiet," Lilac said. "He's guarded." I could see it all in his eyes that he was uncomfortable at some points during the night. But when he looked at Daisy, she looked at me and smiled. That was different. "He adores you." "I adore him," I whispered, looking down at my fingers. "He makes me happy, but—" I shook my head. "What is it?" Magnolia asked in that mother-like tone she's perfected over the years. "I don't think he'll ever really give us a chance to prosper. I'm afraid he'll walk away soon." "Why do you feel that way?" "He said he's protecting me from getting hurt." "Is it because he was in foster care?" Lilac asked. I nodded and looked up. All the girls had wide eyes. "He spent his entire adolescence in the system, being bounced around from home to home. He doesn't know what it's like to have people who love him and want him around forever." I wiped my eyes. I wasn't even crying for myself. I was crying for him. We only spent a week in the system, and it was the scariest thing I've ever had to experience. I can't imagine spending my whole childhood like that, but he did. And despite his guarded nature, he turned out great. He's an amazing man with a big heart. "Oh, babe," Blossom whispered, wrapping her arms around me. "Do you think he'll want to meet the rest of us? Maybe we can show him what it's like to have a family."